Hello, my darling. Welcome to your July cosmic color reading. And OMG, it is going to be a big one. I want you to imagine that you and I are sitting down, and I am here to deliver a very liberating and strong message to you that you will feel, oh my God, what she's shared with me. I'm not the same. I'm not the same. So there's going to be a couple of home truths. I'm wearing this color, which is the color for July, beautiful violet. That's royal, rich, and uncompromising. And do you know what I feel that this is? Feels like your guides have called you to your divine counsel, and they are kind of giving you a bit of a review, and it's coming through me for you. Because July is not here to play nice, okay? And what I want you to know as this comes through is that I'm not your friend. I'm your best friend, okay? So we are over halfway, like we're into the 7th month of 2025. So now it's like there really is no more fuck-assing around in whatever. Like we're all fuck-assing around in some area of our lives. So this is not a criticism. This is just a real straight talk that's going to set you free. And really, it's your responsibility to take this in whatever way you want to receive it. And also to know that, in fact, the meaning that you give it is based on your own consciousness. So if you can, I suppose the invitation here before I go into this is that if you can really open up, and you know, there's a big difference between listening and hearing. Are you really listening to your soul? Are you really listening to the divine? Are you living from your soul? Right? And how you know you're living from your soul, because the soul is infinite. The soul is joy. The soul is love. The soul is abundance. The soul has that sense, it's gratitude, like that sense of freedom, that sense of bliss. So let me get into this energy. Let's take a breath here. I just feel I want to kind of hold your hand and say, I see you. You see me. We see each other. And what I want to say, and I feel a bit emotional that I'm here for you, but are you here for yourself? And ultimately, no matter what is going on in your life, you're actually in charge. You're in charge. And what this month is going to do, so I'm feeling as well like lots of deep breaths. So one other thing that's actually coming in, because Violet is really about your spiritual connection, about your soul, about the really the spiritual connection. So a lot of people think that this spiritual connection is kind of up here, right? And sometimes like I would go, you know, because I feel it's like the vastness. This is like a field of consciousness. But what you have to understand is actually your spiritual connection is in here, because this is who you are. So if I get you to point to yourself, you're going to point in here. What's in here? It's your heart. It's your heart. So the heart and the soul are one. And the idea here is we've got the heart and we've the higher heart. And you are being invited, all of us, individually and collectively. As I'm talking, I'm seeing like the grid, the energetic grid of light And it's opening up the higher heart and opening up your heart to more. So what this month is going to do is ultimately, like on a soul level, you are already perfect, whole, and complete. But what is happening, you came down here onto the earth, you've come in as a specific soul frequency, you have been given, written into your field, all that is required for you to thrive, and also to understand and remember, why did I come back here to this earth? And so what's going to happen this month is it's going to strip away anything, the falseness, whatever is false, whatever is fragile even, and what is no longer aligned with your soul, right? And what you have to understand as well is you have nothing to fear, because the divine will only remove from you what is necessary for you to step into your soul's brilliance. Right? So what this month is actually going to do is it's going to command more from you, because there's more to you than meets the eye. So it's going to demand more honesty, more self-respect, more responsibility. So if you are living from struggle, scarcity, survival mode, any aspect, there's some kind of a fly there, any aspect of lack, you are really, really going to feel it. It's going to be uncomfortable, okay? But this is good, because this is showing you that your soul, your clothes, right? Your clothes are too small now for the big soul that you are. So the other thing why this is happening this month is because Violet doesn't tolerate excuses. Like this is, I'm talking now here about radical honesty and calling a spade a spade. And like, it's not interested, like it's not, Violet is not interested in the stories that you tell yourself to stay the same, to stay in the familiar. It's here to pull you out of the noise and drop you straight into truth. Now, the ego wants comfort. The soul wants freedom. And the thing is that most people won't move until it's too painful to stay where they're at. And this is what has to change. It's like, you know what? It really, honestly, doesn't have to be that hard. It's only hard. It's only difficult. It's only very, very painful, right? Because you are refusing the stubbornness. Now, you will know yourself, because look, we're all human, but what we're being invited here is to really live from soul. And when you're living from this soul, the change is uncomfortable, because the ego is going, yeah, but, let's stay here in the comfort zone. You're not able to do that, but what if it doesn't work out? It's too good to be true. So yes, it might be uncomfortable. It might get uncomfortable. But that's what transformation feels like. And what you have to understand is there are truths coming. There are truths coming to light this month that you won't be able to unsee. So it's like, you know, when you see something, you go, oh my God, I've seen it. So you can't unsee it. This is this month. So now the song in my ear is I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. So once you see clearly, pretending, procrastinating, self-abandonment, they just won't work anymore. They don't have the power over you anymore. Now, the other thing about this month, and this really is something that I would consider myself to be an expert in because I have lived through the next thing that I'm going to share with you 150%, which of course, there's no surprises that I'm now helping people who are ready for the bigger changes because I know what it's like. So here it is. That life you thought you needed. That idea of your life that you needed. Maybe you may have to let that go, that idea. So if we think about like the narrative about society, so we have been conditioned that happiness, that you need the car, the house, the job, the partner, the pension, that you've got to, and in fact, I think particularly a lot of entrepreneurs are, who've been in, let's say, corporate jobs, JOBs, as we call them, and then they go into their own business and they've made they've been really successful. They've made an impact. They've grown in those particular positions. But when it comes then to being an entrepreneur and they see themselves as putting themselves out there or selling themselves, it's more difficult. And it doesn't have to be that way. It's because the belief, the conditioning is so strong that actually you need to be in a corporate, you need to be the employee almost for you to have that success. And this isn't true. What I'm hearing a lot is that people who've worked their lives in the secure, 9 to 5, there's no such thing really as a 9 to 5. It's like anyone that I know that's in corporate, they're working much longer hours than that. And they have been sold the ticket of the pension at the end of their years. And what I'm seeing is that actually the pension is really not worth a lot. And people are realizing, I can't live off my pension. So they have spent their whole life working when actually they could have done something else. They could have taken charge of their lives themselves and they could have actually done something differently, but they were conditioned. Like I remember even myself when I was in the bank and I was leaving the bank at a very good salary, fine pensionable job, and people were saying, oh my God, you're mad. Like, what are you doing? Great holidays, great shares, great income, but it wasn't fueling my soul. So I had to take a very brave decision against what everyone else was telling me. And I left that job because I thought, you know what, that's killing my soul. And I know there's something bigger out there. I know I'm made for more. And so I left that fine, big, pensionable job. But what was really interesting was, was it about a month later? I think it was about a month later. I made the same money that in a week that I would have made in a year. And I was like, oh my God, thank God I followed my intuition that made no logic, reason in one point, because yes, I could see where they're coming from. But I am so delighted that I set myself free out of the constricts of limitation and being of service to someone else's dreams. So this is just another. Now, maybe you are in a corporate and you're feeling, oh my God, because some people I'm seeing are going back into corporates, but they're bringing in a new energy and a new light, but they're also getting very well paid for the work that they're doing that recognizes the value and the impact that they're making. So my point here is, this is what violet energy is going to bring in. It's going to say, oh my God, maybe this isn't the life that I thought I needed. Now, and also kind of going, it's actually all smoke and mirrors. Like, we've been sold a lie. Keep your head down, play it safe, wait for the weekend, retire and hope that you're not too tired to enjoy life. But meanwhile, your soul is screaming, saying, there is another way, there's another way. And Violet here it's your wake up. It's here actually to wake you up. And even in your entrepreneurial journey, in the soul work that you're here to do, like ultimately, do you really feel that you are reaching the capacity of your soul right now? The capacity of the impact that you're making, the capacity of the income that you can have? Because the divine now is it's clear. The divine wants you to have the financial freedom so that you can do good in the world, so you can actually make an impact, so you can live a limitless life. And in fact, to have that, you've got to be in alignment with your soul, and you've got to actually know, who am I on a soul level? Why am I here? What are these gifts that are deeply inside me? You are here to really role model as well another way and co-create this heaven and earth if you're following me, right? So you're not here to fit in with the crowd. You're here to stand out. You're here to be the change maker. So this month, Violet is coming in saying, I'm here now to help you remember, right? That you're not here to tick boxes and survive the day. You are the light in form. You are the light. You are here to co-create a life beyond anything that you've dared to imagine. I'm going to say that one more time. And I really want you to receive this. Like, if you fully believed and operated from this place, you're here to co-create a life beyond anything you've dared to imagine. Now, what's also interesting about Violet is also associated with grief. So it brings up grief, and this grief can come in many forms. So this is grief maybe for the version of your life you thought you would be, you would be here by now. You thought you'd be in a certain situation by now. Grief maybe for the dream that didn't arrive on your timeline. Grief for the illusion of safety you've outgrown. Grief of the loss of a loved one. Grief on whatever that is. Grief, what could have been, what was, what could have been. This kind of an energy. Grief is not a bad thing. Grief is, when grief comes in, and grief, because also a lot of people are grieving like the past versions of themselves. And change also can bring up grief. So a recent personal example. So my son, he is now, he's 14 and he's moving on to a kind of a high school. So it'll be boarding school. So this is something that I had not planned. I didn't think that he would be leaving home as soon as he is. And I found myself last week, because I've been working with this energy of Violet in preparation for this reading. And I felt I could feel myself grieving, like, reminiscing. And oh my God, when they were smaller, like I'd lots of different feelings, sensations, and like the grief of like, oh my God, that phase now is over. And he is, I'm releasing him, he's not mine to keep. So I'm releasing him into the next phase of his life. And oh my God, it really struck me. And I was thinking, oh my God, I must say to people, and I've heard it before when mine were young, when you have young kids, they are the most beautiful, amazing times. They're very tiring, but oh my God, They are magical. And so enjoy enjoy the messy parts as well. So this, for me, going through my own aspect of grief, I felt it, I mourned it, but I didn't stay there. Like I felt it, I saw it, I saw the truth. I was like, I could see the veil. And something shifted in me. Something shifted in me. And this is the process of grief. It's like there's something in grief that's kind of freeing. So if you can let the grief clear the space, because something real wants to take its place. Right? So, yeah, just breathe in that one. So whatever it is. Yeah, what was, what could have been, what is. Just let that grief, here with me, whatever that is, just clear the space. And grief comes in as well as an energy when things aren't working out. But what we have to know is that they're always working out. Everything is working out in divine and perfect order. This is my mantra that's kept me through all of the changes in my life. Everything is working out in divine and perfect order. So this month's energy, it is direct. Because the violet energy is made up of red and blue. So red would be the grounding, is like the earthy part, and the blue is really the spiritual aspect. So you actually have the balance of letting, like, the energy, letting the the divine feminine and the divine masculine, letting the energy inform the action. Right? So it's also around like action, truth. So there is no more sitting on the sidelines of your life. And I'm looking at your life like as a collective. Where in your life are you sitting in the sidelines? So there is no more complaining about, this is an example, so no more complaining about your relationship, your career, your body, your energy, your money, and doing nothing to change it. That's over. The thing is that you're either in the victim mode or you're in the owning mode. Are you the victim or are you the victor? Either or. So there's no in between. It's just like I say a lot to my clients. You're either in the game or you're out of the game, but you can't be both. And what is required here is a decision and a commitment. And this commitment actually is a commitment to you, and a commitment to you fulfilling your soul's highest identity. You fulfilling your soul's highest destiny. That's actually what this is about. Because life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. And you may say, yeah, I know that, but do you understand it? Are you living from that place? So, stop waiting. Stop outsourcing your power to your job, your partner, your following, your bank balance. None of those are your source. The divine is. And you are, because you are divine. You are made in the image and likeness of the divine. So if I was to describe this month, it really is, it's a spiritual reset. And the other thing that's coming in here as well is that this spiritual bypassing, or this, oh, it's a sign and it's a this and then it's a that, and spiritual, soulful guidance is in here, and there's a subtlety and a directness to it, And um, it's not mind driven. It's because I have had a few clients recently who were saying, yeah, but can you tell me, because I'm more of a visual. I'm like, no, you've it's a feeling. And spiritual, in fact, that's on one level about like the work that I do. People are going, but how, tell me what you do. Tell me like what happened. I was like, I won't tell you because I don't know. I don't need to know. Because what I do in my work is I open up the energy, I tune in with the person, and I literally channel and I'm directed. So it's like the divine are walking through me. So I am just doing what I'm being given, you know, showing the person what I'm being seen, where I need to work, and that's it. So there is kind of this thing is, why do you need to know? Because energetic, like quantumly, if you know something, the energy is already changed. So why do you want to know? What you've got to do is if you're feeling drawn, yeah, this drawing, if you're feeling drawn or if there's a little subtle nudge, call that person, do that, go here, sign up for that, take the offer, have a pause. It's like touch points. So what you're being called to do now is you're being called to clean up your energy, to clear what's decluttering your vision, what's cluttering your mind, your field, your heart, and clear that. And it's like, stop pretending you don't know what needs to go. Of course you do. Of course you do. But the thing is, you have to have the courage to do what, to correct it, right? To redirect it. So what this is that you're just afraid of what happens when you actually let it go. Now, here's the truth. Like the spirit now is done with your BS. It's not because you're failing. It's not because you're ready. That's the other thing too. Oh, I don't feel ready. The thing is, you'll never be ready. Violet is asking you this month now to get out of the noise, to slow down, not to delay anything, but to truly listen, to let your inner wisdom lead instead of forcing things through fear or urgency. That's ultimately what's kind of going on with that energy. So you need to let go of the control, how it will all unfold. Let go of needing guarantees. Nothing is guaranteed. Absolutely nothing is guaranteed. You stay open to everything and attached to nothing. Because the breakthrough might look nothing like you've expected. Absolutely nothing like you've expected. 9 times out of 10. But what you're being asked to do is to really, I think, follow the energy of going, like, you don't need to know. Like, there's a bit of a paradox here. So, are you willing to sit in this beautiful violet energy? Feel the depth, the love, the royalty, because violet is a very royal color. In ancient times, it was only the wealthy people were wearing this color. There's also actually very much linked to like this divine authority, divine wisdom. And it's also saying through all of this information that's coming through, it's like, you've got this and the divine has got you. So what are you waiting for? if you could really have the courage to do the thing deeply inside you that you've maybe been putting off. I'll do that when. But the when, like your outside circumstances, do not change until you do. It's all frequency. And what's really interesting about Violet is Violet has the slowest frequency, but it's got the highest, it's actually the highest frequency. So it's the waves of Violet are considered to be, it's low, but it's very high frequency. So it's not going to have you settle anymore or be in the energy of what are you putting up with? What are the annoyances? What are the time wasting things that you're doing? They've got to go this month because Violet has high standards, and Violet has high standards for yourself. So are you going to raise your standards and go, you know what, I'm actually worthy for more. I'm going to give it to myself, because nobody's going to give it to yourself, only you, ultimately. You're being called to really sit in your divine presence. Let's sit in here for a minute with the violet energy, because also the violet energy is great for purifying. It's great for clearing spaces, clearing your energy. But it's also great for protecting you, like you're also protected. And what this is about too is about you creating your dream life that may not have any resemblance to anybody else's idea of a dream life. What matters is that you're living your version of your dream life, not anyone else's or any projections of what we've been told is a dream life. And what I'm here as well to say is that the logic sense, if you can release it, you have nothing to worry about, because the soul will recognize what's for your best, like instantly. Like you will just like feel it. So, my darling, that felt like a very strong like intense but liberating transmission. So I want you to cross your hands here over your heart and your higher heart. And you're just going to say, I give permission for the royal me to emerge and to live from that place. And if you really are serious about this realignment and fully anchoring into your soul path, remembering who you really are beneath the noise, if you're ready to move out of the surface level and into the depths of your soul, then the guidance that I've been given is to offer you a very special soul session at a very special rate for July only, for 111. Then we can spend an hour together and I can really, really help you and support you and place you in the area that your soul and the divine want you to start operating from, and you will see then things start to actually fall into place. Because this is the work. This is the work. So if you're interested in that, I'll have a link in this video, or you can email me at marcia@glowyourtruecolors.com, and we can arrange a session. I would be honored to support you to make the most of the significance of this month. This month is a game changer. It really is. So share this with anybody who you feel would benefit, because the more people that really take on the energy and use this energy to support them, this is how we're going to see changes in the world. It starts with each and every one of us. And make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Just up there, Glow Your True Colors YouTube, and I look forward to connecting with you very soon. Wishing you an incredible July filled with royal beauty, abundance, and spiritual freedom. Mwah!